Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of White Dwarf magazine. Now, as per usual, if you like these videos, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys and it goes a massive way to help the channel too. Now, this month we're on issue 469 of White Dwarf magazine, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got a lizard, one of the lizard men, one of the Seraphon on the front page, which is always really nice to see because I love these guys. I love the lizard men. They're pretty damn cool, and I just like the look of them, in all honesty. But without further ado, I suppose we should jump into the actual magazine itself. So, as per usual with this magazine, I like to start in the contact section and have a look at some pretty damn cool minis as we go. So, we have on these pages some really nice bits and pieces. So we have a nice mural that was painted in Memphis in the US, which is really cool. It's pretty cool having a nice bit of a Warhammer mural out in public, which is pretty damn good. We have an awesome necromancer that looks really cool, with that kind of purpley bluish robe, which looks like very iridescent and everything like that, which is damn cool as well. It's always nice to see some more Lord of the Rings models on the pages. So we have a really nicely painted Arwen, which is really nice to see, and we have some Zangor sky flyers as well. We also have the Chaos Lord up here as well, which is pretty damn cool. On the other page, when I get skipped to it correctly, we have a really nice Gotrek Gurnison, of course a fantastic character from Warhammer Fantasy lore, and especially from the old world, which is really good stuff. We have a Canoness, which is a converted model as well, which is originally the good old, I've forgotten the name, Neve Black Talon, that's the one, model, which has been converted over to one of the Order of the Bloody Rose from the Adeptus Sororitas, which is a really actually pretty handy, pretty good looking use for that mini as well, which is really good stuff. And then we also have some Skitari Rangers, a Deathwatch Apothecary, and we also have a lovely Land Raider as well, which is always really nice to see. Some big bulky tanks, which is good fun, and with some ornate design being put into it as well. So we're having some it's kind of like stonework Space Marine motifs added on to the actual prow and the kind of a bulldozer part of the actual Land Raider itself, which is actually really pretty cool, and yeah, definitely worthy of a bit of a kit bash of that as well. Then we move into the World of Warhammer bit, which is just literally going through how does everything work for Age of Sigmar. So the Age of Sigmar's cities and settlements, including places like the artworks shows here, Ulthunkhan, and so on, and how the realm gates work and everything like that as well, and how did certain aspects from the Broken Realm storylines kind of take place and affect other parts of the worlds of Warhammer and the Mortal Realms itself, which is pretty damn cool as well. Including Ilariel's great counterspell of life to reverse the Necroquake, and how much it didn't actually reverse the Necroquake, it just lessens its power. So, which is a bit of a different way of looking at it. Sticking with the Mortal Realms, Warhammer Age of Sigmar is getting a nice little bit here. So we've got some really nice looking, good old painted models of the Seraphon. There's some Stormcast mixed in as well, so the Forces of Order, going up against some Orcs and the Forces of Destruction, which look really cool. But that's not the best bit. The best bit is some really lovely looking Nighthaunt armies, which are very superbly painted. Now, I really like the Nighthaunt. They're a bit fiddly, a bit kind of fragile, and very easy to break, but they are really nice armies. And there are some very nicely painted ones. I mean, look at that. That is stunning. I like the way the black coach is contrasted between the white and the dark as well, which looks very interesting and a very different way of doing it as well. My hope with that is that somebody use some good old luminescent paint, so if it's kind of charged up with a black light, it will glow in the dark, which would be really cool. But yeah, really nice. I really like it. It is a definite pretty cool way of painting up your Nighthaunt armies if you haven't painted any at all, which is really good stuff. But yeah, there's some really cool ones in here. So There's some that I'm not a big fan of as well, though, in all honesty. I mean, the kind of green and turquoise, kind of green and blue, doesn't work for me, personally. For my aesthetic, they're very, very nicely done. It's a very, very simple paint scheme, and the person who painted it is obviously happy with it, so each to their own. I really do like that good old Lady Alinda, which is a really, really nicely painted mini. The same with good old Reichner the Grim Hailer as well up there. And that black coach is really cool. I really like it. It's been slightly modified and slightly kind of converted with the Spectre at the front there. But it is a very, very nicely painted mini. And the black coach is definitely one of my favourite models from the Nighthaunt range. And sticking with Nighthaunt, somebody has converted a lot of minis. So we have some Spirit Liberators, so Liberator armor that has been kind of emptied and gutted, and has then kind of sprung back to its kind of life, essentially, being inhabited by the hostess of spirits, which is a pretty cool way of doing it. Then we have a pretty cool Gatebreaker Mega Gargant, which looks really, really good. So, which is, it looks a lot more unique, having the spirits kind of wrapping themselves around it, and kind of the fact that it has no head itself, which kind of explains it when it's being carried on its the hammer that it uses, which is pretty cool. And then we have some more as well, some very nice, pretty cool looking paint schemes like these Myrmor Banshees, which look really, really nice. And of course that black coach, which is a very, very high contrast version of a black coach, but I really like it. I think it's a very, very lovely looking model. It stands out. That's the thing. That's what you want to do when you want to, if you're going to send in a photo of a mini to a magazine like this, you're going to want it to stand out, and that really, really does stand out, which is pretty damn cool. Moving on now, we also have the Realm of the Heavens information, so giving us details about the realmscapes and good old Azir and Azerheim, and the fact that the celestial planes aren't just necessarily inhabited by the good old Stormcast Eternals, but of course the celestial lizards known as the Seraphon, which are mentioned here in the Tome Celestial, including some of the updates as well for them, so kind of like their kind of slightly updated rule sets, including their core battalions and allegiances, and the fact that they can use mount trait, primeval domain, and all the other little bits and pieces that are being kind of updated to the newest version of Age of Sigmar. Moving forward into the 41st millennium, we have Warhammer 40k, of course, and the Return to Sanctuary, a battle report. So this battle report, Necrons going up against Adeptus Sororitas. Really, really cool to read through. It's really nice as well. The Necron army is very, very nice as well, which is a very, very cool looking, kind of having that metallic blue kind of, that kind of weird supercharged Tesseract from the Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of looking weaponry and kind of glow to it all, which looks really, really good. I really like it. And then we have the Defenders of the Sanctuary 101. So we have the Order of the Argent Shroud, which are your Adeptus Sororitas, which are a really, really cool order as well. They have that silver armour and the kind of pale and red robes, which look really, really good. I really like it. It's a really nice army. It's quite a bulky army as well, which is always really, really cool to see. And definitely worth having a read through. Definitely, I like the army. It's a really nice army. You can't go wrong with a nice army like that as well. Really, really good stuff. It also, if you are collecting the good old Imperium magazine, we do get some Sisters of Battle, good old Adeptus Sororitas, at some point during the magazine's run. So, the Order of Argent Shroud could be the paint scheme for you. Check it out. They look pretty cool. There's not too many close-up shots in the magazine from what I've seen, but you can find them quite easily online as well, which look really, really good. But the scheme is pretty cool, and it's not the standard kind of black armoured scheme. But kind of the magazine will more than likely to kind of suggest to paint as well, so which is pretty damn cool. But really good stuff, and really enjoyable read through of this good old battle report. In this month's magazine as well, we also have a little bit of Middle Earth as well, which is always really good, which I love a little bit of Lord of the Rings in the magazine, and I don't think it's given enough light really for the majority of the time. But in this issue, the kind of the Middle Earth team are turning their attention to the growing evil in the Freelands to give their tactical insight into the most fearsome of Sauron's minions, the Witch King of Angmar, and the greatest of the 9 Ringwraiths. So, if you're not familiar with Lord of the Rings, the Ringwraiths are the former men who were corrupted by the rings of power that they were given by the Dark Lord Sauron, and the Witch King of Angmar being the oldest, kind of being the most powerful out of all of them, and the one that kind of strikes a lot of fear, and he is a very well-versed tactician and general as well. But yeah, really good stuff. It's nice to see a bit more. I do love Lord of the Rings minis. They look really cool. I've got a few older ones. So whether it's good old Theoden, good old King of Rohan, I have the Witch King a couple of times as well. And I also have the Eowyn and Merry minis as well with the Witch King, which is a really cool set. Really like having seen a bit more Middle Earth kind of incorporated into the magazine, which is always really good stuff. Now, I'm going to leave it pretty much there. The next issue is on sale on the 19th of November. I will pick it up and I will do a video within a day or two of its release. Next week, though, I will just say again, like I did in the last video, in the Imperium video, that the Imperium video will be delayed next week because I'm on holiday. And I'm away for a few days for the first time in a couple of years, so it will be coming roughly about 3 or 4 days later. When I'm back, I'll go through the video and I'll post it up as soon as I get a chance. But yeah, really good stuff. I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes in the next issue of good old White Dwarf, and I'm looking forward to the next issues of Imperium magazine and getting some more painting videos out there as well. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you sometime soon. Bye bye now.